Hello crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I'm here with a video for Kat Scrappiness, and I'm using the Wonky Wavy stitched hearts as well as the large alphabet from Kat to make these conversation hearts cards. So the whole card is a conversation heart. I took the Wonky Wavy hearts and I die cut it out of a pastel piece of cardstock and a white piece of cardstock and layered together. That will make my whole card. And then I die cut some of the letters to spell different phrases from a dark pink cardstock. And to show you how to assemble it, I had one card here. I looked at the How You Been, I guess it is, heart conversation add-on for some ideas, and also just sort of Googled conversation hearts to think of some sayings that I thought I would make use of and some fun ideas for you guys. So I wanted to have some that were more general because I knew that I would like to donate a few of these cards, and in fact I could make quite a few for a donation and they might be really fun for the kiddos. So I took the white layer and I scored it at a 1/2 inch. It doesn't really matter where you score it. You could just fold over an edge. You don't need the fancy scoring board to get it done. But this will allow you to attach it to the front and turn it into a card. You may have noticed that mine was a little bit cut on the bottom too. And the reason for that is because I want it to be able to stand up for the recipient if they choose to. So I'll line those up, adhere it there. Now it opens. I cut a slanted line in mine. If you cut it flat, that won't actually work. It won't stand up that way. But if you cut it slanted, you can open it up enough to balance it, but it has to stay open pretty wide. The other option is to simply open it on its side, but that means that the saying will look like it's on its side when it's being displayed on the shelf. I think that's fine too, so you don't have to cut that back. But if you do want to cut it, I would cut it at an angle as opposed to straight so that it has something to lean on, and then it stands up a lot better if it's at an angled cut. As you can see, it's not perfect, and also I'm bumping my desk here and there, so it's just a choice. Wanted to point that out. I am using ATG adhesive, my advanced tape glider, because it's really strong, and so I know it's going to hold these cards together, and I'm using a really thick cardstock for both elements, and I would even recommend it for the letters. I just didn't happen to have the right color, but that way nothing gets bent up. And these are really big letters, which I think is super cool. I like to have something substantial. I like for the sentiment to be able to be the star of the show. But with this particular die set, this is the largest of the Wonky Wavy's hearts. And so you might find that one of the other Kat Scrappiness heart dies works a little bit better. I just really like the wavy detail, but I guess if you also wanted it to make it a little bit more authentic, you could use something without as much detail. I think these are just really fun though. And since it is such a simple card, that wonky wavy texture just adds a little something. But I'm able to get my ATG adhesive on the back of this really easily because it's so thick, and I don't have to mess around with liquid glue. Now, in order for this love sentiment to fit on my card, it's going to hang off a little bit even if I overlap them. I could overlap them even more and it won't hang off at all, and you might like that because again it makes it a little bit more true to what an actual conversation heart will look like, but I'm just trying to take my inspiration from them. To me, it doesn't have to look exactly like it. And you could probably move your V over a bit more since the shape of the letter will help with that side. I did want to mention, I've said this before, I've said it a few times on my channel. I talked to my sister to try to get some ideas because she's a crafter too. And I never remember to give you guys a link to her, so I'm gonna put her Instagram. She doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything like that, but since I mentioned her a few times, I'm just on my personal channel when I post this video, I'll just post you a link to her as well, because she is super creative and she's a big fan of Kat as well, and of the wonderful products at Kat Scrappiness. So there I've spelt out the love sentiment, but I wanted to say love ya. Well, actually, I think it'll say love you, because I was going to use my conversation hearts here to spell it out. If you have a different kind of alphabet set, that might work better, because you could just spell whatever you want, but I wanted to show you how you could do it with just the set in case you happen to have it on hand, and kind of stretch this set a little bit more. This also can give you some good ideas for what to put on here, because there's the THK or THX for thanks, there's the hi, there's the LOL or the XOXO, all of which could be used with this particular project. The LOL might be one that kiddos would like as well. Maybe I should have done one there. I just have only a few pieces of this pastel-y colored cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just mask off the miss so I get you, and I'm going to stamp that in Plastic Flamingo from Fawn. I think this is one of the closest matches to the color that Conversation Hearts are, and this particular ink cube set is available over at Kat Scrappiness, so makes it a nice one-stop shop for this project. And I've stamped the U. Now you can see this is very small, so like I said, you might choose a different alphabet you have on hand, but I like that you could really make these cute projects with a limited amount of supplies. And I just wanted to share a few more ideas. I thought it would be fun to take the large alphas and make a custom conversation heart with your initials of you and your partner. So you could do your initial and then theirs, etc., etc. And that would be fun. I thought of doing you rock, which is directly from the sentiment set here. That would be great for anybody, great for class Valentines, great for donating, great for friends or coworkers to show them you care and appreciate them. Hug fits very nicely, but it's really only about 3 letters fits across. So you just see hug, hug is a little stretching it, but it can go. I would just try to stick to those 3 letters, or maybe a 2-letter. You could do the B really large and mine small, etc., etc. So I hope that you enjoyed this idea for some quick Valentines. I know Valentine's is very quickly approaching, but these take no time at all, and you can make a whole bunch and customize them to fit whoever you are giving them to. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you some links in the video description below, and I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. Have an awesome day. Bye.